Disney Plus treated us to a 9-course meal yesterday. Yes, you heard that right, a 9-course meal. So Andor Season 2 is out on Disney Plus at the end of this month, and to celebrate the release, Disney invited us to an Andor-themed lunch at Ikoyi. I think that's how you say it. It's a very, very bougie restaurant in London. So this was the menu. You can pause to read if you want. Each course had a different Star Wars inspired name, which was very cool. We started off with some drinks and Olivia opted for, I think it was like a martini inspired drink. It was quite strong. I did have a little taste of it too. It was tasty, but I am a bit of a weakling when it comes to super strong alcoholic drinks. So I opted for a mocktail instead, which was lemon, blood orange and agave. Oh yeah, and whilst we were at the table, we made our little ChatGPT action figures, and Olivia's looked nothing like her, but mine looked more like Olivia than it did like me. I don't know how that worked. Okay, here we go. We're on to the main event. So this was course 1 of our 9-course meal. So this was a pepper broth that they poured over a scallop. And when I tell you, this is probably one of the most flavourful things I have ever eaten. It was delicious. I feel like this would be the perfect thing to eat if you were ill, because it literally opened up all my sinuses. Oh, by the way, definitely do not expect this to be a super in-depth food review, because as much as I love food, I am no expert. But what I can tell you is what tasted good to me, and what did taste good was this broth and that scallop. Okay, so course 2 was drunken squid and fermented rice. By the way, the waiter did tell me to eat it all in one bite, so that is why I shoved it in my mouth all at once. I'm not going to lie, this was probably my least favourite course. I just didn't really like the texture of it, and there was something about the flavour that I just didn't really enjoy. Okay, but course number 3, on the other hand, that was probably one of my favourites. It was langoustine, which I think is similar to a prawn, but I may be wrong, in this like little crispy tart. It was honestly so delicious. The waiters go into so much detail about the food, like all the flavours and the seasonings and where the fish comes from, and I wish I could remember it all, but I simply cannot. Then we were asked if we wanted to do a wine pairing or a tea pairing with our food, and we opted for wine. The first wine was a Riesling, and I would never ever order that, but it was very tasty actually. Now we're on to course 4, which was also one of my favourites. So this is a deep fried courgette with a crab salad on this like rye bread kind of thing, I think it was. That was delicious. Right, we're absolutely flying through these courses. I'm struggling to keep up. So I think this was course number 5. So Olivia had beef and I had red mullet fish, and it came with this char grilled asparagus. This was so delicious. We both agreed that it was our favourite course. Right, so then we had course 6, which we did have a bit of a misunderstanding with. So this is jollof rice with crosnies, but when the waiter was explaining to us what it was, we thought he said crow's knees, as in crows, as in the bird. So then we were too scared to try it, because we were like, we don't want to eat a crow's knee. Then we asked him again what it was, and he said crow's knees, and it's a Chinese artichoke. So we were just being stupid. Okay, course number 7, we are on to the desserts. This was a cardamom sorbet with vanilla cream. Oh my god, this was the best dessert. This was so delicious. I love a good sorbet. And they paired it with a dessert wine, but we couldn't drink this dessert wine. It was so strong, it almost tasted like whiskey. Okay, second to last course. This was a roasted cashew ice cream on top of a little cinnamon cake thing with caramel. This was tasty. Not my favourite, but it was tasty. Olivia forced me to try the dessert wine, and it was definitely not my cup of tea, but I still tried it. Okay, final course, here we go. I actually can't remember exactly what this was, but it had basil cream in the middle and then little orange slices on top, and I think they were infused with lavender. It was a nice way to end the meal. We were absolutely stuffed afterwards, so we thought it would be nice to get some steps in, have a bit of fresh air. The sun was shining in London, and also sometimes it's just nice to be a tourist in your own city, you know. We walked through St James's Park, went to Buckingham Palace, looked at all the tulips. It was very, very lovely. London is honestly just such a great city, especially when the sun is shining. We are very lucky to live here. After that, we hopped on the tube to King's Cross, because we then had to go to the next part of the event. We did stop for a cup of tea and a coffee, because we were flagging a bit by this point. We then made it to Lightroom, which is where the evening part of the event was. This is where we had a sneak peek of Andor Season 2. We got some pickies taken with stormtroopers, as you can see here. Why do we look nervous? I think I was actually a bit scared of them. Yes, I know, it's just a man in a suit. This is the first time I've been to Lightroom, and it was honestly so cool. I know they do a lot of art exhibitions in here. I'd like to come back. Oh yeah, Jason Momoa was there. What the hell? I think his girlfriend or partner is in Andor. But yeah, Jason Momoa. We were so confused. He seems like a great guy. I had this cherry sour gin cocktail thing. This was actually delicious. I need to learn how to make it because I want to have it again. So a few of the cast members of Andor season 2 were actually at the event, which was very, very cool, and we got to watch the first 15 minutes of episode 1 of season 2. Then we had a little Q&A, which was also very, very cool. It was honestly just a great day and a great evening. Disney know how to throw an event. The night did end with me walking home with one shoe on though, because I had such a painful blister from my Doc Martens. I could not wear it any longer.